Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 2 of Home Mechanic Tool Review. There are 3 things I want to review in this episode. This, and last but not least, this. This is not a walkie-talkie. Let's go straight ahead and start with this, my new desoldering station. So in September I bought this desoldering station. It cost me €100, 105 including shipping. It's from Electrolabs, but you see this thing, the ZD-915 a lot, and I bought this after seeing some reviews on YouTube. I've been doing a lot of repairs on those Lexus instrument panels, the first and second gen instrument panels and the first gen engine ECUs, and I always used to work with this solder socket and my soldering iron, but the circuits boards you can repair yourself quite well, I would say. But the problem is the components are what electricians call very densely populated, and it's really hard to get your soldering iron in and keep the soldering pump, the solder socket at hand, and try not to damage other components. Because it always cost me a lot of time and I'm doing more and more of these repairs, I decided to buy this soldering station, and it's a good thing. I made one change. Normally the holder for the soldering gun is on this side, but since I'm right-handed I found myself always reaching across this display, so I drilled a couple of holes on this side. There you are. Cut this off and welded it back on. So it's more convenient for me. It's a more convenient work holding. It works really well. I can highly recommend this, especially for the price. Other desoldering stations cost at least 3 or 4 times more. The thing I like about it, when you power it up, let's give it some time. It's set to 260 degrees. Now it's warming up, and let's just time it. Clock runs, and there's 260, and it took about a minute and 20 seconds. My soldering iron takes much longer to get up to that heat, to that temperature, and you can easily change it to Fahrenheit and change the temperature with these up and down buttons. Now let's switch it off. As you can hear, there is a fan. It's not very noisy, so if you're unfamiliar with a desoldering iron, this is just a normal soldering iron or pistol, and as you can see the tip is hollow. Not sure if I believe it came with several tips, but I can find the others, and also it came with these cleaners. You have to stick them in there and then clean it. It's just a pipe cleaner. This section over here, this is a glass container. Oh yeah, and there's a vacuum line, a vacuum pump inside here, and when you push the trigger it starts sucking. So what you do is you heat the component until the solder starts to flow, press the trigger, and you suck away the solder. Very simple, and that's catched in this glass container over here. Only problem I have with this is, now I set it to release, and now I can pull this back, but it's quite hard to get this this glass container out, and it doesn't come with a spare one, but you can find them online a lot. I've used it a couple of times, and the very first time, within 5 minutes, I thought, well, this thing paid for itself. I'm really happy with this thing, and I can highly recommend it. Up next is my new bench power supply. I find myself tinkering a lot with car electronics, work on 12 volt. I'm currently repairing the radio of my LS400 again, which you'll see in the next episode of Project LS400, and that requires an 8 volt power supply. Now I used to have an old train transformer and use my multimeter to set a voltage, but I thought it was time I would get a sort of professional power supply. Let me switch it on. So it shows power. It's currently set to 1.7 volt, and here's the coarse setting. Now it's 12.8 volts, and with a fine setting I can dial it back to 12, It has a constant voltage and constant current indicator, so when I would power up a part, I've been working on a blower motor for instance that wasn't working all too well, and before I repaired it, I put it on power supply, and under here I could see the amount of amps it draws, and it was on high side, so I took the motor apart, put it again on the power supply, tested it again, and it pulled much less amps, so the repair was successful. I forgot what this cost, but I'll blink it in screen over here. I'm very happy with this. Only thing you need to do is order extra pair of cables, and what I did, I bought a couple of these Fluke test leads. These are for the smaller components and they have these tiny little hooks on them. Yeah, the camera picks it up. And I will buy another set of leads with crocodile clamps. I'm really happy with this thing, otherwise I was always tinkering with my transformer and multimeter. Now I can set it up, hook it on, and it's super convenient, and it makes repairing and testing electronics a lot more fun. There are several of these things on sale. A lot are coming from China, but I bought this from, I believe, Conrad Electronics, which is a large German company. This brand is Voltcraft and the type is ESP 3005S, and it was semi-professional for a professional hobbyist, I would say, and this is also a thing I can highly recommend. It also has a fan for cooling in here, and well, for now I'm very happy with this. I'm going to use it when I repair the radio of the LS400, and then well, you'll see that working in that episode. And last but not least is this thingy over here. This is a portable compressor. As you may know, I have 4 cars, a motorcycle, a scooter. I have to check the tire pressure regularly, and every time I need to inflate them I have to drag my compressor around, and I don't always have my compressor at hand. It's either here or in my workshop. So I saw this at a store called The Action. It cost 20 euros. It's a very nice thingy to have. Here's the display. It's nice and bright, easy to read. It has some preset settings. It's currently scooters, motorcycles, cars. This is for inflatable mattresses, and this is a free programmable. You can change every preset by using the plus and minus buttons. And here is for bicycles, and then it shows the pressure and PSI and a state of charge indicator for the device itself. And yeah, you can just alter the settings to your liking. Currently car set at 2.5 bars. Also, it has a nice bright work light that has a flashing mode. You can charge this thing via a USB-C outlet, and well, what you do, that's one of the downsides, you have to screw this on, and especially for the valve stamps on car tires and car rims, you have to screw it on. It starts to bleed some air, so you have always a bit loss. It would be nice if you could push it on, but that's the way it is. And when you push this small play button, it starts to work and it stops at the preset settings. This is a very nice thing to have, and it's better than dragging my compressor around. It only cost 20 euros, and yeah, it's a bit of a gimmick, but I already use it more than all the other things I have to inflate the tires. And also the kids find it easy to use. Only thing is, when you want to inflate bicycle tires or a mattress, you need to use an extension. And these came with a kit, and that little envelope also holds a couple of O-rings for repairs when anything in here starts to leak. So yeah, for its price, it's a really handy thing to have and absolutely worth its money. So that's all I have for this episode. When I have new tools or new experiences with these tools, I'll let you know. For now, I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!